Good morning, all of you. Today, I'd like to talk about computer programming. While talking about computer programming, before talking about computer programming, we can take an example of a computer, that is a robot, which wants to go to Coimbatore from our college. First, the robot is catching an auto from the college to Yetiamada Junction and catching a bus from Yetiamada Junction to Coimbatore. We'll explain each and every time with this example. I will explain. First of all, what is computer programming? The process of designing and building a computer program to accomplish a specific task. It is a process to accomplish a specific task, designing and building a computer program to accomplish a specific task. Here, the specific task is robot wants to go to Coimbatore. For that, writing a computer program. That process is termed as computer programming. What is computer program then? It is a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer. Once a robot wants to go to Coimbatore, there should be a computer program. What computer program says? It is a collection of instructions. A lot of instructions are given to the robot. Catch an auto from the college, get off at Yetiamada Junction, catch Coimbatore bus. Like that, a lot of instructions will come in that process. That a collection of instructions is called computer program. Who is writing a computer program? A computer programmer writing a computer program. For that, he is using programming languages. There are two types of programming methods. That one is structured programming, another one is unstructured programming. In structured programming, it can divide it into different modules. The modern programming like C, C++, Java, C#, everything are structured programming. In our example, when robot wants to go to Coimbatore, there will be modules like first going in the auto, second one going in the bus, like that. In the going in the bus also, different modules will come. Buying the ticket, getting a seat, like that modules will come. But in the unstructured programming, the program will be present as a whole, as a block. For example, BASIC, Fortran, COBOL, microprocessor languages, that is assembly languages, are unstructured programmings. Then we will see more about structured programming. Structured programming is also termed as modular programming because we can separate it into different modules. The structured programming consists of well-structured and separated modules, and its code will execute the instruction by instruction one after the another. In each and every module, there will be a lot of instructions, and each instruction is executing one after another. Modular programming have a lot of elements. Each element have single entry and single exit. Single entry and single exit. There are three types of elements. One is selection statements. Second one is sequence statements. Third one is iteration statements. We will see all together one by one. Selection statements allow a program to test several conditions, also termed as conditional statements. That is checking a condition. In our example, catching an auto. Robot will ask to the auto driver whether it will go to Etimada Junction or not. Then answer will be yes or no. That is a condition. If he is saying yes, then get into the auto. If he is saying no, then go to the approach another auto. That is selection statements. Conditions are coming. Second one, sequence statements. Sequence statements are written in order to accomplish specific activity. So the statements are executed in order they are specified in the program. That sequence statements are one after another it is executing. There will be a sequence. There will be a sequence. One after the another. That is sequence statements. In every module there will be a sequence of statements, a flow of statements. Then the iteration statements. Third one is iteration statement. It is also known as loop. Repeatedly executes a statements known as loop body until the expression is false. There will be an expression. Depending on the expression, iteration statement works or loop works. If in our example, robot going to Coimbatore, catching a bus from Ettimadai Junction to Coimbatore. At that time, there will be a lot of stops will come in between Ettimadai Junction and Coimbatore. Each time the stop comes, the robot wants to check whether the seat is available or not. If seat is not available, he is going and sitting there. If seat is not available, he is continuously staying stand. At the next stop, he will check. That is a loop. How many stops are there? Then that time, that sequence of statements, sequence of instructions are executing. That is termed as loop. Then what are the advantages and disadvantages of modular programming or structured programming? First advantage, it is easier to read and understand. It is easier to read and understand. Okay. Then user friendly. The one who is using that program, that is friendly to that person. That is user friendly. Mainly problem based instead of being machine based. Instead of being machine based, it is problem based. That is here the problem is the wants to go to Coimbatore. That is based on the H1. Instead of based on the operating system which is used in the robot. It is mainly depending on the problem. Development is easier as it requires less effort and time. Development of the program is easier as it requires less effort and time. Easier to debug. Debug is error correcting. It is easier to error correct the program. It is machine independent mostly. It is not dependent on the machine. It is machine independent. It is not depending on the operating system. That again another point is code reusing. We can reuse the code. That is the code which had written for traveling from Coimbatore, Jettimada Junction to Coimbatore can be used for the same code can be used for Coimbatore to Jettimada Junction travel. That is code reusing. What are the disadvantages of structured programming? Since it is machine independent, so it takes time to convert machine code. Since it is machine independent, it takes time to convert into machine code. Since it is machine independent, we want the program wants to run in the computer, so it wants to convert to machine code. So it is time consuming. The object code generated by a translator, the translator is converting the source code to the object code. Source code is the higher level program, our structured program. The object code is that one which is running in the machine code. Machine compared to an equivalent assembly language code, inefficient. They are saying it is inefficient. Then the third point is change in data type need to reflect in different modules. Different modules are there in the modular program. If one data type is changing, it needs to reflect in every program, in every module. Then we'll see the flowchart. What is flowchart? Flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Algorithm means the program itself. Program is writing in using any programming language. Algorithm is writing with English language. That is the only difference between algorithm and program. It is the graphical representation of an algorithm. So it is a diagram that represents a set of instructions. A set of instructions are represented using a diagram. That is flowchart. Flowchart normally use standard symbols to represent the different types of instructions. Flowcharts normally use standard symbols. Some standard symbols are there that is using by the flowchart to represent different types of instructions. Different types of instruction inputting, command, and decision making statements. They are representing using different symbols in flowchart. These symbols are used to construct the flowchart and show step-by-step solution to the program. By using these symbols, the program is representing graphically. That is a flowchart. We will see what what are the symbols used in the flowchart? The common symbols. First one is rectangle with circular ends. Beginning and end point of the program is representing with that symbol. Start and stop of the program. Then second one is the rectangle. Rectangle represents a process, a command or expression. Something wants to evaluate. Something process is done. Some command is running. Then we are using that symbol, rectangle symbol. Then diamond shaped symbol. Diamond shaped symbol is used for decision making. It gives yes or no answer. Decision making, yes or no answer. It is representing using diamond symbol. Then the parallelogram. Parallelogram is inputting and outputting. Inputting to the computer and outputting from the computer. That is representing using parallelogram. Then the connector, a jump from one point in sequence to another. In the sequence of the program, there will be a jump. That is representing the connector. Connector will have a label, A, B, C, like that label, and it will be represented inside that symbol. Then the direction of flow, it is representing with arrows. Arrows represent direction of flow of data, flow of instructions. That direction is showing by the direction the arrows. Then we will see examples for flowchart. What is the first example? Planning a program that asks people what the best subject they take is would look like as a flowchart below. This is the flowchart. Then the start symbol, starting of the program with a circular ended rectangle, and a parallelogram for inputting what is inputting, which is the best subject. We are inputting, we may input electronics and communication, computer science or mechanical engineering, anything we will input. That is doing by that parallelogram. That is inputting to the computer. Then it will check whether inputted data is computer science or not. If it is computer science, then outputting or printing, of course it is. Otherwise, it is printing, try again, and it will go to the step inputting step. Again inputting computer science or electronics. If computer science, then outputting, of course it is, and stops. That is the flowchart. We see algorithm. What is an algorithm? An algorithm is a set of instructions designed to perform a specific task. An algorithm is a set of instructions designed to perform a specific task. Your specific task is wants to go to Coimbatore. Here, in the example, the specific task is finding which is the best subject. If computer science is the best subject, it is printing. Of course it is. Otherwise, trying again. Then the algorithm is like step by step. In the first step, starting the program. Step 2, input which is the best subject. Step 3, checking answer is computer science or not. If answer is computer science, it is printing as of course it is the correct subject. Otherwise, outputting, try again and go to step 2 again. Step 6 is stopping the program. Then the second algorithm for the odd number sum. Here also starting the program with the step 1. In the step 2, initializing C with 1, N with 1 and sum is equal to 0. Then step 3, process sum is equal to sum plus N. Step 3, incrementing N by 2. In the step 4, we want to find the next odd number. That is why we have written increment N by 2. We want to check the counter. That is why incrementing C by 1. In the next step, we are checking C is less than or equal to 10 or not. If yes, go to step 3. If no, display sum. Then stopping the program. That's all about today's class. For more videos, you can see the next section.